Hey guys, how are you? Happy Wednesday. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Okay, sorry. Um, okay, Latavia, stop looking at me crazy because I already Latavia be giving me those crazy looks. Okay, y'all, still super bummed that you can't see me, but that's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm going to use a really pretty color this time. So, all right. I want to use that one. So remember, guys, if you did not do your PDN, go ahead and pause this video right now and get started on your PDN. If you did do your PDN, then you can continue rolling. So, directions say, read the poem below, determine the amount of lines, stanzas, and determine the rhyme scheme. Label the poem. So, guys, you know that anytime you have a poem, before you start, you got to mark up your poetry elements. That's right. So, I'm getting pretty good with this little marker thing. So, we got stanza 1, we have stanza 2, and then finally we have stanza 3. Okay? All right. So remember, guys, we got to be real careful because, stop the presses. Let's move this over a little bit because our poem got kind of janky. Okay, cool. All right. Much better. So remember, let's move this down a little bit. So remember, sorry, y'all. I just trying to get the formatting together because I hate when things look crazy. And then so it's not 3 stanzas, it's 4. That was my bad because it kind of got messed up. Okay, so remember you have to label your lines really closely to the line because we're going to have to do our rhyme scheme with the letters. Okay, so I'm just going through right now and I'm labeling my lines. Okay, labeling my lines. All right, this is a really pretty pen. I like this pen. Okay, so we're on line 10, line 11, line 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so now let's go ahead and begin reading the poem. I'm actually going to use a different color so we can start with our rhyme scheme. The way we get around, I think, makes all of the air we breathe stink. It makes the air as black as ink. Let's get on the road to cleaner air. So, guys, I can already tell that think, stink, and ink all rhyme. And so we know that we always start off with the letter A. All of those lines are going to get A because they all rhyme. And then air does not rhyme with any of them, and so air would get B. Okay? So we see that the first stanza has A, B. Now let's go to stanza 2. Remember, every stanza starts off with a new or with the letter A. Okay? You may stare with your eyes agog at the major amount of smog produced by our great big gas hog. Get on the road to cleaner air. So agog, smog, and hog all rhyme, and so I'm going to give them all A's. Okay? And then air does not rhyme, so we give them a B. As you can see, guys, the pattern is starting to form. A, B, A, B. So I leave your car and ride your bike. Leave your car and ride your bike, speed on a skateboard, take a hike. Or roller skating you might like on your way to cleaner air. So bike, hike, like. All rhyme. Air, of course, does not. Get on your way now and do not fret. These changes you will not regret. They'll be better for you, I bet. Take the road to cleaner air. So we got A, A, and B. So you can see the actual rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B. Let's move on to our questions. How many stanzas are in the poem? We already did that. This should be truly easy. So you don't even have to eliminate wrong answers. You could just choose the answer. So we have 4 stanzas. Which of the following represents the rhyme scheme, right? We did that already. This is why it's important to mark it up first so that you can just go ahead and pick the right answer. A, B. Okay? Which of the following represents the figurative language used in line 3? This is where I'm going to start eliminating. Guys, you have to remember the difference between poetry elements and figurative language. Repetition is a poetry element. It's not a type of figurative language, so I can eliminate that right away. Alliteration is a sound device. Remember, alliteration, automatopoeia, it is figurative language, but it's a type of sound device. So the only 2 types that we're looking for is it a metaphor or is it a simile? When I go back to line 3, it says, and makes the air as black as ink. It's comparing air to ink because of how black it is because of the pollution. And is using the word as. And so we know that a simile compares 2 things using the words like or as. Okay? Okay. Good. Let's go ahead and move on to our vocabulary word work. We're still working on prefixes and suffixes. And a prefix is when an affix is placed at the beginning of another word. By this time, you should be able to fill this in without me. A word that does not, so a root word is a word that does not have a prefix or a suffix added. Okay? Now, the prefix that we're going over today is enter. So not enter like E-N-T-E-R, but I-N-T-E-R is the prefix, okay? And then act is the root word. So the prefix enter means between. And then act means to communicate, okay? When we put those 2 words together, it creates a new word, interact. So that means it creates a different definition. The definition of interact is to communicate between people, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and use it in a sentence. We can interact through the computer, okay, which is what we're doing now. Now, let's think of some synonyms and antonyms for the words interact, okay? So, interact, a synonym that or a word that means the same, I would say is communicate, right? I heard somebody say it. Another one is connect, to connect. Antonym, words that mean different than interact, right? If you're not interacting with someone, you are disconnecting with them. Or, what did I do? Let's go back. What I did. Okay. Yeah. This is annoying. I don't know why it's doing that, y'all, but it's cool. So, disconnect. We're just going to leave it like that. All right. So let's look at the picture. We have the blue people, right? It looks like they are putting a puzzle together that says the word team. Teams mean that you come together. So how do you know that the blue people are interacting with each other? I know because they are communicating with one another, right? They're coming together. To put a puzzle together. Okay? Okay, good. All right, guys, we're doing really well on time. Let's go ahead and begin our board equals paper. So, guys, we have been talking about figurative language. We've been talking about rhyme scheme and all this poetry. We're going to go ahead and begin to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, which is drama. Okay? And I'm super bummed that you cannot see my face because y'all know that I would be just acting right now. Okay? But it's cool. We're just going to keep it moving. So many people refer to plays as dramas. So, guys, when I say drama, I'm not talking about gossip. I'm not talking about, Mika and Shyla arguing, even though they would never do that. They're best friends. I'm not talking about Nicholas having beef with people, the drama. No, I'm talking about a play. Many people in the theater world, like myself, refer to plays as dramas, right? A drama is a play, guys, which is a piece of literary writing that is performed by people like myself, which are actors, right? There are 6 elements of drama that you must know. So just like poetry elements, guys, drama has elements as well, okay? This is what you would see, like if you were an actor or an actress and you were to get a script, you will see these elements of drama on the script, and we're going to go through that after this, and I'm going to show you an actual script where we can label and pick out these elements of drama, okay? The first element of drama is the list of characters in the drama and their relationships to each other. So it tells you who the characters are, their names, and how they're related to each other. And that is called the cast of characters. Okay? It's very important that we have a cast of characters because the actors won't know their names. They wouldn't know how they're related to other actors, right? For example, if you were to look at the script of your favorite movie, let's say Finding Nemo, right? The character who's speaking Nemo, he wouldn't know who his dad is if he didn't have a script that told him that. The cast of characters, Nemo, you are blank's son, right? Okay, let's keep it moving. The next element of drama explains what the characters are doing, where they are, and how they need to say their lines, right? It tells the actor what to do, right? Because I know that they have directors, but sometimes directors don't really want to give you a lot of direction, which is kind of like odd. They want to see the choices that you make as an actor. And the only way to do that is to read the stage directions. You have to figure out what the character is doing at the moment, where they are, and how to say your lines. This is called stage directions. Because as a director, it's very annoying to have to tell an actor what to do every single moment. The next element of drama identifies the key elements within a drama plot. We have not gone over story plot yet, but we will. It is the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution within a story. Okay? It's really similar to the story elements of problem, resolution, solution. Okay? This is called an act. Okay? The acts represent the plot. Okay? In Act 1, you usually are introduced to the setting and the problem. Act 2 usually explains how the problem is being evolved, right? How the character is trying to solve their problem, the resolutions. Act 3 usually presents, or a final act usually presents the solution, right? So the acts are going to tell you how the story is moving along. Now, this identifies a change in characters or setting.